Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Christina Leandra Lopez, aka your classy hood chick. Thank you guys for stopping by and spending some time with me. I know your time is valuable, so thank you, thank you. For those of you that are new to the channel, first and foremost, if you would subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Thank you for your love and support. And for everyone else, welcome back. I don't know if I'm blinging here, but I did clean my jewelry last night, so you like that? You like that? Look at it, all shiny. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. We all know this. Yeah, these about to be some future family heirlooms for my grandchildren because grandmama is always thinking about her future grandbabies. So today I really just have some stuff on my mind that I guess in a way it kind of triggered some of my past feelings. And I really just want to share some of my experience to hope to kind of relate it to maybe, help either yourself if you can relate or maybe just even those around you. So I ran into somebody recently, an acquaintance that I hadn't seen in a few years. And I remember years back, this person was just kind of in an unhappy marriage, was kind of venting how, they were in an unhappy situation. But again, and at the time I was as well. So I remember it was kind of those things like, well, hey, just good luck to you, hope things get better. So I run into this person and of course I get asked a question and I'm like, shit's going great. Like I moved on, I'm good, I'm happy. I did what I needed to do for me. And when I asked this person, and it was just this look of like, and I'm like, wow. So that look was everything that I needed to know. Basically, you're still in this fucking unhappy marriage. You're stuck. I mean, this has been, let's just say probably 7+ years, 10 years. And for me, it kind of triggered because I knew what that felt like. I've been in that situation, a few times. I've been in the situation a few times. And when I was younger, I had a long relationship, about, 7, almost 8 years, just a lot of back and forth, toxic shit, moved on, had a few other long relationships, again, more toxic shit, moved on, got a baby daddy, few years, and just more toxic shit. So for me, it was like, why do we do this to ourselves? I had to definitely take a look in the mirror for myself. I know for me, my experience, I realized there was always a point for me where I would definitely try to do my best to make that situation work. But I also knew that I really didn't have a confidence and I was afraid. I was afraid to move on. I was afraid, could I do this on my own? Would I not find somebody else? Am I ever going to find somebody else? Is it ever going to happen for me? Am I going to find somebody to treat me how I want to be treated? But again, it took me looking in the mirror to say, well, why the fuck do I give a fuck about if someone else can treat me the way I need to be treated? Christina needs to treat herself the way she fucking deserves to be treated. So then that's really where I just looked in the fucking mirror and I said, you know what? Fuck the bullshit, fuck the noise. And so when I ran into that person, it brought up those old feelings of like, I remember being in that situation. And so now that I'm not that person, now when I come across these individuals and when I see people who are in that situation, it really is like, bro, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you wasting that poor woman's time? Or why are you wasting that poor man's time? If you're unhappy, then fucking do something about it. And I saw this post that I came across the other day and it said, I can't remember what the exact words were, but it said something like, don't have less judgment, but have better judgment. And that shit just was like, wow, that's spot on, because I don't want to be judgmental to these individuals who are in this situation. And that's not what I'm trying to do. And for me personally, I'm working on having more of that awareness and having a balance where I'm not trying to be judgmental. I really am trying to inspire these individuals to have better judgment, because when I see someone in that situation, and to be honest, once I ran into him and I we had a little conversation, I realized like, damn, people are really just staying in these fucking marriages for years, decades, being unhappy. Why the fuck would you want to do that to yourself? And not just that, I think it kind of hits me because as a mother, why the fuck would you want to leave that as an example for your children? All you're fucking doing is creating more of that vicious fucking cycle, because your kids are going to see, oh, well, we're used to mom and dad not being happy. We're used to mom and dad arguing. Well, that's just how it goes. You just sacrifice for your kids. Nah. You got to focus on making you happy. So then that way other people know that they need to make themselves happy. It's not your fucking responsibility. I know a lot of people want to sacrifice for the kids. Oh, I'm just doing it for the kids. So the kids are, under one roof. I get it. Believe me, it was tough for me. It was so fucking tough because, I was a new mom. Things weren't going well. It was just toxic shit coming up. And it was like, fuck, my son is at an age where he's so little right now. should I just do, suck it up and deal with it? But just, I knew it wasn't a good environment. And of course, y'all know I'm reading all the time. So the more I was reading, the more that I was seeking. I was out there seeking some resources, looking at a lot of content on YouTube by a lot of therapists, a lot of therapists that actually focused on relationships and infidelity and things of that nature. I was seeking that because I wanted to see what other people have gone through and what could help. Because at this point, again, I was a new mom. We were trying to make this work. And then for me, it was like, okay, let me give it the effort that I can, and let me at least find some resources, even free ones, on YouTube. And I did, but there was also a point where I realized, you know what, I can only do so much. It takes someone else to meet me in the middle. And I knew deep down in my fucking core that I deserved the best, that I deserved better. And I think that's where we need to take accountability and realize, what kind of example are you being for your children? Are you making the right choices that are gonna give them a better influence, be a better role model? Or are you just fucking boo-hoo in your own fucking feelings, like, I'm just gonna sacrifice, this is what I gotta do, so woe is me, sucks, whatever, but at least I'm doing it for the kids? That's I don't know. It bothers me because it's like, you guys deserve to be happy. You deserve it, and you can find it. So why the fuck are you guys wasting time? And I hate it because it's like, I grew up seeing that shit. And I think that's why it also triggers for me, because I grew up seeing a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents were married for, I think it was like, I don't know, over 21 years or some shit like that. Crazy. I don't even know. But they were married for a lot of years. Okay. And again, I think a lot of it just had to do with the finances. It was, well, my dad was the breadwinner and running the household. So there was very limited resources for my mom at the time. And again, I don't know, everybody, we don't really know the truth behind everything. I mean, I can just go by my experience and what I witnessed. And it was a toxic environment. But luckily, I got out at a younger age because I was the youngest versus, my siblings who had to endure that toxic environment for a longer period of time. So thankfully, I didn't have to go that long of a time, in that type of conditioning. So I just wanted to kind of just talk and kind of just share some of my feelings about it, because again, like I said, it hits home for me because I was there. I've been in that situation more than once. So for me, it's just, each time it gets better, you guys. Like, yeah, you might have a toxic relationship and you're so afraid. You've been with this person 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 fucking years. You're afraid. You don't know what else to do. But if you know deep down, if your intuition deep down is telling you it's not right and that you deserve more, then believe me, trust your fucking intuition, because you do. I seen it, like I said, I grew up seeing a lot of this shit. Same thing with my aunt and uncle, married forever. She was never happy. It was just not a good example of a fucking good relationship. And so for me, that's why I have a lot of those things that I'm trying to work through in myself, because I'm not even all the way there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still got my shit that I'm dealing with. So, but I have been stuck and just like despair. I just remember crying in the shower. I remember crying myself to sleep, just being like, how can I do this? Is it ever going to happen? I guess I just got to make it work and do what I have to do. But in your intuition, if it's something that you can work through it. Because, of course, all marriages and relationships in general have some ups and downs. Deep down if it's something that you can work through, and maybe it's just a little bump in the road. Both of you guys have to grow, together and work together. But you also, don't lie to yourself. You also know when the situation is toxic as fuck and when y'all just need to separate. Okay, you're the only one who's going to know the answer to that, because I know there was a point in my life where I was dealing with that question for a long time. It was like, is this something we can work through? I know everybody has ups and downs. Can I get through this? Can we get through it together? But then you get to that point where you're like, this shit ain't gonna fucking change. Fuck this. And so it took a lot of that, just rebuilding my confidence. And you guys know I use affirmations, and affirmations have helped me tremendously in just rebuilding my confidence and helping me, get to where I needed to be to heal myself and to really understood what the fuck I deserve, like to know what I want, because I had to take care of me first. I had to make sure that I was treating myself the way I deserve to be treated, because how the fuck am I going to expect someone to come over here and treat me like a fucking queen if I ain't doing what I need to do and I ain't treating myself and acting like a queen? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was really just working on myself to build that confidence that I could do it. And at that time, like I said, it kind of started with, all right, well, what's the number one thing I need to do? Well, I need to get out of debt. Because why is it that most people stay in unhappy relationships? I don't even need to say it. Y'all already know. So first step for me was I need to get out of debt. We ain't doing this shit no more. It's time to get fucking serious. Get the fuck out of debt, start saving some money. That way I have the confidence in myself. I have the belief in myself that I know I can fucking do it. So it really makes me sad because like I said, I am seeing a lot of this shit around me right now. I mean, I could probably think about at least 5 different fucking situations around me that I have witnessed where it's people just being unhappy, having an affair, infidelity, maybe this fake persona on social media, but not knowing behind closed doors that there's a fucking affair going on. You know what I'm saying? People who are allowing it, because honestly, it takes 2 to fucking tango. So if you're allowing your spouse to cheat on you or to treat you like you ain't shit, then you just gonna keep getting treated like you ain't shit. So I need to encourage you to get the fuck out of that situation. And again, why do you feel stuck? That's a conversation you need to have with yourself. And if the damage has been done and you know it's been toxic as fuck, stop dwelling in the motherfucking past. Why the fuck you want to do that shit? All right, the bitch cheated on you. She was a fucking hoe. She's a shitty ass mom. Move the fuck on. Worry about you and your kids. Worry about the fucking kids. That's what the fuck needs to happen here. Because it's the same shit. It's like, we want to sit here and think we're sacrificing for our kids. Nah, you're being a bad fucking example for your kids is what you're doing. Would you like your son or daughter to be in that toxic situation? How would it feel if you knew your son and daughter was going through what the fuck you're going through? So this is where, like I said, from my experience, and I'm just talking from my experience because it really just triggered for me because I've been there multiple times. So like I said, I'm really just trying to encourage you guys to have better judgment. Think more long-term. Do your best to have better judgment. That's something that I'm always working on, trying to have better judgment. I'll take my time sometimes when I'm trying to make decisions, especially big time decisions, you know? So it's like, I don't want to be rushed into something. I want to make sure and know because I've done that. I've made mistakes in the past doing shit like that, you know, thinking like, oh my God, this and that. Like, nah, like girl. Sometimes I wish I could just go back to little CeeLo and be like, okay, honey, you're cute. And that's cute and all, girl, but like there's some real questions here we got to check off the list. So please, I just really want to try to, you know, like I said, encourage you guys to have better judgment and do it for yourself because you fucking deserve it. I'm not trying to be judgmental to you. I just understand because I've been in that situation and I would be damned if I was going on another 5 years in that same situation. I can't even imagine if I was still stuck in a situation 7 years later. Another 10 years go by. Fuck that. You need to believe in yourself. Find out what you deserve by treating yourself the way you deserve. That's number one. You got to treat yourself the way you deserve. Are you taking care of yourself? You know, are you out there, you know, taking care of your health, putting your kids as a priority, putting your finances as a priority, putting your mind and your education as a priority just to get better at whatever it is that you need to get better at? Are you doing that for yourself? Because if you're not, then you really can't expect to attract the type of person that you would really deserve, because really we all deserve the best. Y'all fucking deserve the best. I deserve the fucking best. I know that for sure. So please don't dwell. If shit's happened and it's just kind of hit the fan and you know that that person's never going to change, move the fuck on. Move the fuck on. Don't even dwell on it. Don't even give it energy. People want to have drama. We ain't got time for that shit. Because I know I get that asked a lot too. You know, a lot of people do ask me, you know, hey, as a single mom, you know, is it a lot of drama going on? I'm gonna be like, nah, it's not. It's peace. There was a little bit of drama in the beginning. And again, that was me having to work through my shit out because it was, you know, a lot of like, well, shit, I'm doing all of this. You know, why can't you, you know, financially step up or do this? I had to stop that shit because I realized it was just not putting me in the right mindset. It was just gonna hold me back if I had that negative energy and if I was dwelling on that. Because then I said, you know what, like I decided to be a mother. That was a choice that I made because I felt that I was ready at that time. I just bought my home, you know, I was about to be 30, like I was ready for the next step. So I chose that. So you know what, I will take responsibility and I'm going to take accountability for my actions and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to follow through because that's the type of motherfucking woman I am. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's when I realized, what's the point of arguing? What's the point of wasting energy? I mean, even sometimes my family is like, well, you should, ask for this and demand this, and you shouldn't have to drive. I ain't doing shit for that person. I'm doing it for my son because I'm his mother, and ultimately I'm going to take responsibility and accountability for what I need to do. So I just wanted to share some of my experience, because like seeing that this person, that was 3 years ago. I ran into the person, and the kids I believe were like 7. So I'm like, damn, dude, like people are really doing this. People are really just in these relationships, and it's not fair to you, but it ain't fair to that other fucking person. It really is not fair to that other person, especially if you're lying and you're cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a sign right there. That's a sign for you to figure it out. If you're that, literally, you either need to move on, let that person go so that they can find happiness. So don't be a fucking asshole, okay? But again, you know what I'm saying? We all deserve the best. So if you're doing that and you're in that situation, you need to figure it out, because it ain't good for you. That type of guilt, that type of, like, I don't even know, like just holding secrets, and like who got time for that shit? I don't even know how the fuck people be doing that shit. Shit, I can't be doing that. Like at some point I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, okay, like it is what it is, and this is why. I am not the type of person. I cannot be lying and like keeping a whole secret for fucking months and months to come. Like that's just too much. But I love you guys, and I really want to see everybody out there winning. And like I said, it was on my mind because I see it a lot around me, and y'all deserve better. The other person on the other end deserves better. We all deserve the best. But if we don't believe it, then we ain't gonna fucking get it. So really, I think we just gotta focus on us. That's what I did. I was like, I'm just gonna focus on me, get my money right, get my shit in order. I wasn't even looking. I was like, I'm not even trying to find nobody. I'm just trying to worry about me and my son. That's what I really wanted to do. But y'all know I'm so fucking awesome. It's, of course I'm going to attract the best like that. I hope that helps somebody, or if you know somebody who's going through this, just understand it. It's not an easy situation. I get it. Like I said, I've done it far too many times for too long. But it gets better. Once you get over that first one, it's like, you know what? I can survive. I can do this shit on my own. I don't need to hold on to the other person. Whether it's like, oh, well, we're going on trips together with our kids, and we want to take the kids somewhere together because we want to do family things. You know what? There is a point where you got to understand, you're just going to hold yourself back by doing shit like that. Because I get it. You want to go on trips together with the kids, but mommy and daddy, we're not really together. But it's just, y'all, that's just toxic shit. So stop with the toxic shit. It's not doing our children any motherfucking favors at all. And like I said, it's a work in progress. It's not easy. Believe me, I know. And I'm still working through my challenges, because there's a lot of shit that I still have that comes up, and I'm like, oh girl, like calm the fuck down. So believe me, I know shit is tough, but it gets better. Believe that it gets better. And that's why we're using affirmations. We're trying to change our mindset, trying to talk better to ourselves. The more confidence you have, believe me, the more you will not ever stand for anything less. So you guys, let me know what you guys think. I really hope that helps somebody, anybody. So if you can relate, somebody who can relate, let me know your thoughts, let me know how you feel. But just understand, we all deserve the best. And the more we work on ourselves, and the more that we treat ourselves the way that we deserve to be treated, then the more we're going to attract all that goodness. So y'all got this. Y'all got this. So thank you guys for spending time with me. Like I said, please subscribe, leave me a comment, share, and just let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about, or let me know what's worked for you. I love hearing success stories. I mean, that's why I'm always reading. I read all these books because I want to hear, how does somebody else get through this challenge? How does somebody else overcome this obstacle? Share, please. I would love to hear it. So until next time, I will see you guys soon.